welcome to Positively Spiritual. Hi, my name is Shannon Gilmore. It is so nice to see you. Cheers. Just having a sip of water. I feel thirsty. So, how are you guys all doing? It is so nice to see you. Hello, Frederick. Hello. Looking forward to live stream. Good. Yeah, me too. If you guys caught yourself up on last night's live stream, I have to say that for me personally, I've been the insight and the downloads and the, oh my gosh, like I'm just like, life just feels so different after recognizing where our thoughts come from. And recognizing that it's easy to keep those negative thoughts away. You just focus on Jesus. Focus on good things. Whatever is pure, whatever is noble, whatever is worthy, think on these things. You think on something different than something negative. And I have to share this dream that I had. It was short, but it was kind of neat because I was in my dream. I was in kind of like a movie theater, and it was filled with, not filled packed, but there was people there, like, enough people there to be a crowd. And there was two movie screens that were like this on an angle from each other. So they were like that. So half the crowd saw this thing, the left side saw the left angle of the movie screen, the left side saw, or the right side saw the right side of the movie screen. And in my dream, I was like, I have to go because I have to go do a video podcast. And I said to the person I was with, wouldn't it be wonderful to just, have everybody do their podcasts on a big screen like this? Like, it would be so cool to have everybody just sit and just have people do their podcasts. It'd be so cool to have such a big screen like that, And then in my dream, we walked out of the movie theater, and the person I was with wanted something like an avocado mango juice or whatever. And I went into my pocket to get some money because I thought, well, that'd be good. Maybe the both of us can, share one, or I'll buy it for them or whatever, like whatever they want, and because I didn't think they had money with them. And all of a sudden somebody slams money into my hand, and I felt I wasn't paying attention. I was talking to them, and I felt the quarter hit my hand, and I go, you didn't do that. So, and they just put money in my hand and walked away really quickly. And they were going to go through a door, and I said, what did you do? You didn't do this. And they're like, I did. And I'm like, thank you. And I said, why did you do this? And they said, because I can. And it was like $50, like two $20 bills and then a $10. And then, so I've got this wad of money in my hand, and somebody comes up to try to go like this. And I went, no. And then I gave them the loose change in my hand instead. And it's like, when I woke up from this dream, I'm like, no, I should have given them at least a $20 bill, because this money I didn't have before I was given it. So I wasn't missing it. Like, I wasn't missing this. This was just extra in my hand. So I wake up and I'm just like, God, I am so sorry I did not play out that dream as you wanted me to. I am so sorry I kind of got greedy. And I heard God say, yeah, but you did hold to your boundaries. You didn't let somebody take that money. You just went, whoa. So you held to your boundaries, because normally I can you guys still see me? Normally, I would have just let somebody take it because that's what happened in my childhood. Growing up, I came back from Mexico when I was in my teens with my family. I traveled to Cabo San Lucas, and I came back and I had this friendship bracelet, and the bully took my friendship bracelet, and I just let her take it. So that's what that signifies, that, you know, I just let people take things from me. And yeah, so if you guys can still see me, give me a likes up. Give me a likes up. No, give me a thumbs up. Give me a like or a hi or something. I just had a notification, and yeah. And when notifications come on my phone, it just messes up the whole live feed. So, anyways, we're going to get through this. We're going to get through this. So, projective identification. Let's just call it what it is, okay? It is projection. Projective identification is a fancy psychological term to describe how narcissists project their narrative onto us. And their narrative inside their minds is negative. They project their negative feelings onto you, but projective identification is a little bit more than just projection. Okay? Projection identification is like projection, except there's more manipulation. While most people might share their feelings with someone who listens, venting, owning them, and letting them go, narcissists don't do that. Instead, they divorce themselves from these feelings by forcibly making you carry them. They can't stand those feelings within themselves, so they use you as a dumping ground. So here's what that really looks like. The narcissist induces conversations that lead to arguments because they need your emotional fuel to stabilize themselves. They can't tolerate themselves inwardly, so they provoke you, and sometimes with sly manipulation, other times with direct attacks to absorb their unwanted feelings. They're looking for any vulnerability to transfer their emotional baggage onto you. The more upset you get, the more they feel in control, and the more they see you as the perfect luggage handler for their toxic food. And this is important for us to understand, because when we're talking about our thoughts, like we did last night, thoughts are projected onto us. They don't come from us. They are just projected, and we unknowingly agree to these thoughts. And it's expected, like once we have this thought, we get to say, no, we don't want to think that thought. No, yeah, I want to think that thought. But we're trained by the enemy so slyly, to take these thoughts in, and we think that they're ours, so we have to pay attention to them. No, we don't. And the more upset you get with these thoughts, the more those kind of thoughts you get. Really? Yeah, really. So there's an example from a movie. It's called Gaslight. And in Gaslight, the husband manipulates his wife into thinking she's going crazy by him secretly dimming the gas lights. That's projective identification. He's making her doubt herself so she'll carry the burden of his madness. You got to be crazy to make somebody think they're crazy. Like, how diabolical is that? So here's the truth. The destabilized narcissist is a combative narcissist, and when you protest their projections, they escalate, becoming more volatile or even more violent. They want to see you mirror their rage and negativity. Every conversation is an induced conversation designed to destabilize you so they can stabilize themselves. So how to disengage from a narcissist game? Well, don't meet them at their level. Their logic is twisted, so don't try to reason with them. Don't argue. Agree verbally if needed, but don't believe or absorb what they say. Don't engage mindfully. Tune them out. Think about your shopping list or linked on your shoe, whatever it takes. Just do not engage. Tune them out. Feign indifference if you have to. Yawn, stretch, cough. Physically break their inner spell that they have over you. And then just excuse yourself. I got something in my throat. I gotta go deal with this. Yeah. Change the subject. Compliment their outfit. Make small talk. But don't create fuel for them. And don't let them don't show or don't let them know that they're getting to you. Stay calm, cool, collected, stay neutral. You can even play the game of pretending their words had a positive impact on you. You know, you can, if they're criticizing you, you can say, you're right. I think I can do better next time. Or say, thanks for pointing that out. Or you can say something different, because you can get into the power play by taking their power away from them, by not absorbing their negativity. And you can just say, thank you, I'll take it under advisement. Or, that's interesting. Your opinion is your opinion and you're entitled to it. But I don't have to agree to it. Or you know what? The ultimate win is just don't play. Don't play. But how did we learn this behavior of accepting the narcissist projections? In the womb. See, in your mother's womb, you were surrounded by water that absorbed our parents' fears and conflicts. Okay, so just imagine you're in your mom's womb and the outside conflicts, your mom's fears, her interactions with your siblings, interactions with your dad's fears, the outside energy of the environment is what is absorbed into the amniotic fluid. And what happened on the outside of our water cocoon, okay, it was a muffled world, but that world left an energetic pattern within. The water acted as a buffer, but that energy was imprinted on the waters that protected us. Water is a conductor of energy. And we became imprinted with the memory of those energies that reawaken every time we were exposed to a negative or positive situation outside the womb after we were born. Sounds confusing, but it doesn't need to be. We're water. Water conducts energy. We have spirit. Spirit is energy, as what science calls energy, the Bible calls spirit. This amniotic fluid we're surrounded by, we breathe it in the womb. There's energy exchange through the umbilical cord. Our mother's heartbeat gets absorbed by us. That heartbeat of our mother isn't just just a natural, you know, energetic wave. It has emotions within it. So we're absorbing her emotions. Every time she got upset, we absorbed it. So that's what's going on when we're little babies, when we're, you know, being cuddled after we're born. You know, our parents tried to tend to us the best that they could, not knowing how we were exactly feeling, but we were expressing our how we were like feeling, or we were uncomfortable. We expressed with that same energy that we absorbed. And our parents did the best that they could to cater to us, to change our diapers, feed us, keep us warm, cuddle us, make us feel safe. And so after we're born, like what was once on the outside world when we were inside our mother's wombs, now we are immersed in this outside world, and it becomes our womb again. It's the outside world is a type of womb. And now we get to respond to it directly. We didn't when we were in the womb. Hi, Jeanette. Nice to see you. Yes, happy Friday. So the key is to return to the state. In this life, the key is to return to the state of how we were in the womb, expressionless and calm, cool, collected, serene, unaffected by the outside world. In the womb is where we experienced unconditional love. How so? Well, our mother's bodies loved us unconditionally, as our mother's bodies provided food for us through the umbilical cord. We had a blood supply from the umbilical cord. We had a tether to life to our mothers. This is kind of like the physical equivalent of heaven, and inside our wombs, we didn't have a need for anything. We were magically taken care of. That's unconditional love, isn't it? That our mother's bodies didn't reject us. Our mother's bodies took care of us for 9 months, protected us, fed us, kept us warm, kept us safe. But on the outside of the womb, oh, not so much. Like our mothers did the best that they could, but you know, the care was not, some of the care that we got from our parents was not natural. It was unnatural, and it wasn't unconditionally loving. Oh, just let the baby cry in their crib. Just let them cry. Hi, Cynthia. Nice to see you. Hello, Tia and the bee. I never saw you. No, yeah, I don't usually do 5 o'clock. I had to preempt it because I was running errands today and I was running late, so that's why. I did leave a note that I would be on at 5 today. Thank you for seeing our community post, Cynthia. So we will still meet at 10. Absolutely. Absolutely. Without moms, we are nothing, Shannon. Yep, that's right. We can't get here except through our moms, right? So the world is showing us the cruelty of life. But it does have its wonderful aspects too. Of course it does. So your mom was awesome. Good. Hi, Resistor. Nice to see you guys. So the creation of this world is awesome. But the fact is that we have both good things and bad things inside this world that is kind of, you know, creating a womb for us. And nowadays it's more cruel than it's not. And And that makes this journey of life all the more worthwhile to walk in, because now we're called to get back to a time when we were unaware of the outside world. Shannon, you're kind of confusing. What the heck are you trying to say, girl? Well, this ties in with our video that we were talking about last night, about the thoughts that we think. Okay? So, and this goes hand in hand with the narcissist, because the narcissist teaches us what to think, how to think it, when to think it. And their ways are insidious. They're not our mothers. And yet they have a deep mother wound that they try to act like our mothers. They're the unconditional loving portion of our mothers. And what is important for us is to see that we have a choice with our thoughts. We can allow our thoughts to come in, absolutely, but we don't have to entertain them. See, we think because a thought comes in that that's a part of us because we identify with that thought. So because we identify it, we must then agree to it. Who said we have to agree to every thought? Who said we had to agree to every single negative thought? There's no rule book that says we have to agree to any thought. So understanding that we have the choice to allow these negative thoughts to come in or ignore them, we in this big wide world have the choice to choose what to respond to, as the outside world is the product of our thought processes. And the narcissist is no exception. The narcissist projects onto us for their reasons, but the spiritual reason is to keep us tethered to their world through the umbilical cord of shame. They want us to respond to their aggressions with our own egos. See, our mothers created an environment, like naturally in the womb, there was a natural, calm, peaceful environment in the womb. But the narcissist is trying to undo that, to create the world, which becomes our physical womb that bombards us with just negativity, negativity, negativity. So we are reborn as a negative individual, as a narcissist. And God is calling us back to come back to the place of when we were like children. Children didn't have negative thoughts unless you were a narcissist, but toddlers, they don't think negatively. They don't think negatively. So the narcissist uses induced conversations, that's provocation, to control you and to stabilize themselves. Don't give them your energy. Stay vigilant. Don't engage with them. Understand their motivation for control actually helps you to stay in control of yourself. It's really easy to respond to their projection in exactly the way that they need when we don't understand the dynamics of the psyche at play. The narcissist isn't just engaged with their ego. They're entrenched in it. They identify with every negative feeling that they have. The ego always needs a stimulus to stay active. The narcissist provokes your ego so that you respond to theirs in the way that they intentionally crave. And before you know it, you're locked in a head-to-head, ego-to-ego battle of wills. And no one wins. Hey, Joe Mama. Shannon, my mom and I used to be able to talk to one another without talking, just looking at one another. Eye score and face expressions. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, I'm gonna get to your yeah. Okay. So I'll get to your questions there in a minute, Cynthia. We're almost done here. So the ego always needs a stimulus to stay active. The narcissist provokes your ego so that you respond to theirs in the way that they need. Okay, so before you know that, before you know what's even going on, you're just engaged with them. So, how do you win? Well, that's by staying in your power, staying neutral. See, when you're in the womb of your mother, when the outside forces, the outside energy, if your mother she's carrying you in her womb and you're developing baby in her tummy, well, she's still interacting with your dad. She's interacting with people at work. She's interacting with her family. She's interacting with strangers. She's interacting with her environment, and people are interacting with her, and that energy's got to go somewhere. Energy is absorbed through walls, so it's certainly going to get absorbed into your mother, into her tummy, so that energy is going to get absorbed into the water, the amniotic fluid, but you're just absorbing it. You're not responding. No, you don't respond. Sometimes your body gets a little bit more active during times when she's agitated, but you're not crying. You're not, responding in a negative way. You're just moving around. But other than that, you naturally cannot respond inside the womb in a way that you would outside the womb, right? So that's what we're called to do, is to observe the narcissist and stay quiet. Retain our energy. Stay calm. And that gives you the state of peace that God wants us to remain in. Makes sense. So don't let yourself get easily provoked. It's kind of hard when you're dealing with the thoughts of the narcissist that reinforce the thoughts that you got going on in yourself, right? You're fighting the thoughts, saying that your thoughts tell you that you're a loser, you're nobody, you're nothing. And then the narcissist comes along and confirms that, so you got to fight them again. No. The key is, if you're not going to, don't fight your thoughts. Just let them, observe them, let them come in. And that's the same with the narcissist. Observe them. Don't engage. You have 2 feet and a heartbeat. You can leave. So you take back your power by seeing the narcissist before they know you see them. You're educating yourself. So put that education to the task. Don't let yourself get easily provoked. Recognize the tactics that they use against you and respond with an appropriate boundary. Sometimes that boundary is as simple as walking away. Goodbye. No. So that's what I got for you guys today. Like, I've been, like, since our video last night, I've been really mindful of my thoughts today. I've been really selective. And like I shared with you at the beginning of this video, even the dream that I had was different than what I'm used to. It was unique. I was aware of what was going on in my dream. It wasn't just a little dream. It was like I did something that in my waking life I wouldn't have done, but in my dream, I questioned it. I second guessed myself. So I think, I don't know. It's just this journey is turning out to be like not just interesting but fascinating for me. So hi Kenny, how you doing? So yeah. So I've done it. I've walked out of my daughter's dad's house when he starts yelling at me. Good for you, Cynthia. The narcards jack up your outside stimulus to overwhelm us. Amen, resistor. So I thought this womb analogy was profound and is just something that I never thought of until, talking about it today, that to me it makes sense and it falls in line with our thoughts and how we respond to our thoughts and how we're responding to our lives and how we're responding to everything. And God calls us to come back, to be childlike. Well, a child does not have any judgment. A child does not hold on to anger or resentment. Like a little toddler is just every time they wake up, every day is brand new. They're not thinking about what they did yesterday. Oh, at the park yesterday, somebody threw rocks at me, so I'm scared to go to the park today. I hope mommy doesn't take me to the park today because I'm scared. I mean, kids don't think like that. It's like they have a mind sweep. When they wake up, maybe that's probably why they don't want to have a nap, because they don't want to forget. They don't want to forget what they're interacting. They don't want to leave what they're interacting. They're having fun and they don't want to nap and they don't want to forget what they were doing. Huh. Interesting. Very interesting. Huh. Okay, so let me see. Dealing with my daughter has drained me and made me feel like I'm teetering on depression again. She's been staying with a friend. Oh, good. So she stayed with a friend overnight. Okay. So has she been staying with a friend like the past few nights or just last night? Because last night, it was pretty upsetting for you, or during the day. So she'll be home tomorrow at some point and wants to talk. Okay. Well, you know what would be a good thing for you to do if you're open to it? Instead of anticipating the bad thing, because if you're anticipating it, it's going to happen. Practice in front of the mirror about what you look like, of how you present yourself to her. Because if your daughter sees on your face that you're upset and agitated, that's what she's responding to, because it's like, mom's already prejudged me before she's mad at me already. So of course your daughter's going to have her dander up. She's going to have her back up and she's going to be ready to defend. So if you can practice in the mirror to calm yourself and distance your feelings and maybe treat her as you would a student. Think of her as an adult. Try to disassociate yourself from her being your daughter at this moment and deal with her as an adult and speak to her respectfully and firmly, fairly, confidently, and then see where you get. See where, because, okay, the first thing of communication is, if you want somebody to hear you, and if you want somebody to really see your perspective, Unfortunately, it's got to be you to do this, but you are the one who has to basically take your awareness and walk yourself over to their side of the perspective of the situation and try to see the situation from their perspective. If you're talking to somebody, whether they're younger or older, just take a pause and try to say to yourself, if I was in their shoes, if I was their age, and I didn't have this understanding, your daughter doesn't have the understanding of motherhood. Your daughter doesn't have the understanding of being married. Your daughter doesn't have the understanding of what it's like for you to be picking yourself up and doing this life all over again without the help of a narcissist, while maintaining work, while trying to heal yourself, while trying to sift through all the other stressors of life. So if you can be the bigger person, I know that sounds horrible, but psychology says this, that it's not, the other person won't do it. You have to be the person to move first. And if you can see from their perspective, I'm going to tell you something. When I was first homeschooling my daughter, Scarlett, I was really hard. Like, I still had a lot of pent up trauma, and I put a lot of pressure on myself because I had to, like, even though I was homeschooling, I had to register with the school board, and somebody would, from the school board come every month or every 6 months to come and do an assessment to see if I was really educating my daughter. And so I took it upon myself to follow the curriculum, as best as I could, because I wanted to teach her some other things, things that were, I didn't want her to, follow the false textbooks of, history and stuff. So, but I still wanted her to learn social studies, language arts, and, mathematics. And so I did a lot of research on my own. And I was putting a lot of pressure on myself because homeschool is not rigid. You don't have to do 8 hours of school a day. It's like more like 3 or 4 hours. And I was trying to, get all this stuff in and try to regulate it. Like, well, I remember this is what we did in school. We had this subjects for an hour. We did subjects for an hour. And it was just overwhelming. Poor little Scarlett, who's only 8, 9 years old. And I'm sitting there trying to teach her like she's in high school. And I'm just like, ah, why aren't you getting this, And God had to stop me. And he lovingly said, quit being so hard on her. She doesn't understand. You are trying to get her to level up to you. You're trying to get her to understand from your perspective. She's not an adult yet. She's just a child. You've been a child, so you can get on her level. Get on her level and understand what she's thinking. Get on her level and understand what she's going through. And I was just like, God, thank you. And I was surprised because God was like, Scarlett's his child too, and he never said, shame on you, Shannon, you're hurting my little child, like you're being so mean and so rigid, stop that. No, he just lovingly directed me and said, here's a better way. And I was the one who was able to see. And so I changed my ways. I actually got down on her level psychologically, and I thought, okay, so what is her mind thinking right now as an 8 or 9-year-old? Oh, it's thinking this. I'd rather go outside. I'd rather play. I want to do this. So then I started making school fun for her. Okay, let's make it more fun. She loves, at that time, she loved her princesses, Cinderella, Jasmine from Aladdin. So I started making math fun, and I made up these characters for her on paper and tried to, better explain math for her. And, we just were more hands-on and playfully taught her the lessons in school and acted them out. I got puppets involved, and and it made life a little bit more fun, and it did to me too, because it helped me to understand that life doesn't have to be so serious. And so whoever you're dealing with, and Cynthia, if you can understand that, okay, your daughter doesn't have the understanding that you do from life from your perspective, and you don't have your daughter's understanding of perspective, but you do, because you have been that age. You do have an understanding of what it's like to defy your parents and be rebellious. She's in a rebellious stage right now. Maybe she's, just because she's an adult doesn't mean that she's fully emotionally mature. Maybe she's not emotionally mature, and this is what is leaking out, is that she's retaliating or rebelling because she needs the love. She needs somebody just to say, hey, I know you're making mistakes, it's okay. And for her to have people in her life, maybe she feels like people are just, they don't trust her because all they see is that she's making a mistake with the life choices that she's making. Let her make her life choices. Let her figure it out, and just say, you know what, kiddo, if you need me, I'll be here for you. You go do you, and I'll be here for you. Like, I can understand, because I ran away from home when I was 17, and I didn't like being controlled. And I can understand, as a young woman, even my Scarlett, she gets upset when she doesn't like people trying to control her. And I'm just like, wait a minute, just calm down. They're just trying to offer you something. They're not trying to control you. They're just trying to offer advice. And yes, it's unsolicited advice, but it's still advice, and they're coming from goodwill. So it's okay. Don't get upset. They're not trying to control you. So we respond differently based on how we think about ourselves, right? So if you can understand, okay, my daughter is in this situation. She's being bombarded by her dad. She's got a lot to go through. Like, she's probably feeling a little bit upset about this pregnancy too, about her dad having a child come into this life soon. So she's probably having feelings about that. She's probably pressured about school. She's obviously getting pressured by her boyfriend, and her home with you is one of her last safe places, and it no longer feels safe. So it's up to you to make a safe environment. Even if she's in the wrong, it doesn't matter. It's up to you to help make your life and hers a little bit more bearable. And if you can meet her where she's at, in the way of just understanding and saying, having that heart to heart with her, and say, kiddo, I really don't understand what you're going through. And I'm sorry that I've been a presence in your life where I have misunderstood you. And because the more we try to chase down our kids, you'll notice this, the more you try to chase down love, the more it runs away from you. So just back off. The person who cares the least controls the dynamics in the relationship. I'm not saying not care about your daughter. I'm saying when you just back off and don't care so much about what she's doing. She's an adult. She's allowed to make her mistakes. And yeah, those things that she's doing is not what you want for her, and you can tell her that. But when somebody is feeling like they're being told what to do, that might be it. That might be the angle that she's coming from. Even though you have every right to lay down the law. This is the score, girl. You're going to live in this house rent free. You got to do this and this and this and this. Okay, I get that. But how can you present it to her in a way that she can accept? That's getting down on her level of thinking and her maturity to see life from her perspective. And so that's what I'm saying. Before she comes home, instead of getting stressed, look at yourself in the mirror. How does your voice come across? How do you look? Are you trying to be ambivalent or, detached, but your face shows that you're just angry? Yes, you have every right to be angry. But this is your relationship with your daughter. If you want your daughter in your life, then you may want to reconsider your approach. That's all I'm going to say. It's up to you, and you may want to just reconsider your approach. Don't let her provoke you. Whenever she gets her dander up and say, hey, I'm not talking to you like this. I'm not yelling at you, so please don't yell at me. Can we please talk about this with cooler heads? Can we walk away and think about this? Or, you know what, girl, you've given me something to think about. May I go walk away for a little bit and think about this? And can we revisit this conversation later? I'm not mad. I just want to consider this. I want to consider what's right for me as well as you. I want us to both start respecting each other. And I'm new at this. I'm going through things too, daughter. And I recognize you are too. So how can we meet each other in the middle? It's up to you to mediate your own feelings. So hopefully that helps. So, a little upset, a lot upset. Okay. My Christian sister friend told me she needs unconditional love now after what happened with Dad. Yeah. So, yeah. Your daughter loved princesses too. Awesome. So, it's hard to have a narc tard stay on topic for any kind of conversation. They will change it to be all about your life, not theirs. Exactly. So you have to say, okay, let's stay on topic here. You mentioned this. It's like you're in a position now where you know all this stuff about narcissism. You kind of have to be the psychologist, and you have to step outside on the boundaries of your relationship with your daughter, and you have to act as a psychologist to yourself and to your daughter. And so you have to keep your head on a swivel, and you have to be like vigilant of what she says and what you say, how she responds, how you respond. I mean, if it comes down to it, you might have to get a mediator if she's willing, or go to couples therapy. That might help. But until that happens, it's got to be up to you. And you're going to have to say, let's keep this on topic. Let's circle back. Okay, you made a good point here, but there's still some issues that you mentioned earlier on that we need to address. So let's hold on to this thought and revisit it in a minute. Like you have to take charge, and you have to be the boss. And that's exactly what Resistor said. You're the boss. A little upset, a lot upset. Did I say a little upset? I'm sorry. I meant no disrespect there, Cynthia. So it's been very hard for me, and she was just abandoned by her father. Yes, not easy. Exactly, it's not easy. So you would make a great mediator, Shannon. That was sweet. Thanks, Joe. Yeah, I've had to mediate some family disagreements before. So this isn't my first rodeo. I've had to do that. And it can get ugly. It can get ugly, but you're there to keep people on topic. So, but yeah, I was thinking maybe we need a mediator. I have to be the boss, yes. Shannon, you are an angel on earth. I love you. I love you too, Cynthia. I hope it works out. I really do. Moms are always right, even when they are wrong. That's right, Jill. That's right. Moms are always right. But, it's difficult. It is really, really difficult. because you want your daughter to see your perspective of things too. But as a mother, as a mother, mothering isn't always about setting certain rules. It's about learning when to let go. Learning to see the other person. Oh, is that thunder? I thought I heard thunder. See the other person as the individual that they are. And we as mothers don't often see our children as who they are, but how we want them to be. I want that boyfriend, or I want that girlfriend for you. I want that job for you. I didn't want you to do this. Like, I'll tell you, I have a twin daughter who joined the Canadian Army. And I know why she did it, but I can't tell her that because it'll look like I'm judging her. And she said, "Do you support me?" And I said, "Of course I support you." And she goes, "But Mom, you're not happy." And I said, "Well, no, because this isn't what I wanted for you. But this is the decision that you made. So I have to support you. Doesn't mean in my support that I'm happy about it. It just means that I'm accepting of it. This is your life. You do what you want to do." And she goes, "Well, what's so upsetting about it? Like, I found my place in life." And I said, "That's wonderful." She's like, "I found a family." I said, "That's wonderful. I am very happy that you found a place where you belong. But I'm upset now because now you've been trained to unalive people." And I said, "As a mother, that hurts me. As a mother, bringing a life into this world, like I never shared that with her because I didn't know how to articulate my feelings. But after me saying that, that kind of put distance between her and I. But as I'm articulating it now with you online, it's like the reason I know why I said that, because as a mother, we bring life into this world. We don't take it. And I want my daughter to have a full life, a life with a family, and I want her to feel loved. And if this is what she chose for herself, this is what she wanted. So I have to live with that. I'm not happy about it, especially knowing who our governments are ruled by. That just doesn't fly with me, but But as parents, we don't want our kids to make the same mistakes that we made. But they do. They will, and we just have to be ready to say, okay. Just like with the narcissist. When the narcissist tries to provoke us, we have to meet it with a neutrality, and we have to be like, when it comes to our kids, we have to be like Switzerland. Neutral. Like, this is what unconditional love is to not judge them and let them make their own mistakes, because this is their will from God for their lives. Just as we were predestined, our children were predestined too, and God has their lives mapped out. God knows what kind of mistakes they're going to make. And God is expecting us to fill in the gap and be the unconditionally loving people that He's creating us to be, so that they can be impressed upon with unconditional love and learn from that. Because the harshness of life does teach us. We think it's bad, but the life that we're leading, the good and the bad, it's all for a reason, and it all matters. And it's all for our good. So I had to protect my daughter from day one from her father and other things going on around us. I was always vigilant in protecting her, especially after what I went through as a child. Yeah. See, and that's something else. Narcissists don't get that when we have been traumatized as children, we will protect our children. We will go mama bear or daddy bear on someone. And we don't care if it's a spouse, a family member, a friend, a teacher, authority. You do anything to my child is like, no, it's on. It's freaking on. And that does not stop. And so you can explain that to your daughter. You know, I've had to explain that to Scarlett many times. Like, I know you're a capable young woman. I know you can protect yourself. But like when we go for walks outside in the city, I'm the one walking on the outside of the sidewalk that's closest to the traffic. Or if we have to pass someone, I pass them. She's on the safe side of me. I pass between the stranger. And sometimes I'll walk behind her, just a little bit behind her, and she's walking ahead. Just, you know, if there's a crowd or whatever, it's like I'm there. Like my eyes are on people like, no, this is my daughter. Sometimes I'll link arms with her and she's like, oh mom. And I was just like, no, I'm sorry, but you know, it's the protective mode in me, because it's like you, Cynthia, I believe it has been my job since she was born for me to protect her, because her daddy never did. Because he doesn't even get that right of earning that name daddy, because he's a narcissistic dad. And he was never there for her. And so I'm the one who has to be both the male in her life, the male role model, and the female role model, and tapping into my masculine and feminine for her. I'm telling you, that's freaking hard work. Like, that's difficult. I just want to be feminine, but life won't allow me to be that, just feminine. I have to be, you know, my daughter's protector, and I'm glad to do it. This is what I signed up for. I will protect her. Like, nobody comes in between, you know, my daughter and her safety and her sanity and her life. And, you know, that's just the way it is. And narcissistic parents who see the other parent protect the child, they get upset because they feel it. Because the narcissist knows who they are. You may not know who they are, but they know who they are, and you're protecting of your child. They do assume that, oh, you're protecting them, our child, from me. How dare you? So that's why in court cases, you see the narcissist go after the child and use the child as bait and as, you know, the leverage. It's because, oh, you tried to keep my child away from me because you thought that I was the predator. And you knew that they were. It's instinctual. Like the narcissist instinctually knows that you eventually will protect your child in a mama bear or papa bear way from the narcissist. And that's just the way it's got to be. So yeah, I've been both mother and father, same. Yeah. And it's hard because it's why I haven't been in another relationship. Well, yeah, because you can't easily shut that off when you're used to doing things for yourself and having a man come in and do it for you. Like, I would love that, but I don't know if I can let my guard down. I really don't know if I can. And then there's, you know, having, you know, it's just different. You know, narcissists have created us to be different in relationships, and it just feels better to be alone. I never thought I would be saying this. I really didn't. I was I was just like, I felt it in my bones that I must be with a man. That it wasn't that I wanted to be like, it wasn't that I wanted a man to fill up the gap of me being alone, because I love being alone. I like my space. But it was the companionship, and I guess maybe the authority of a man, like the safety, the nurturing that a man brings to the table in a relationship. I just wanted to feel needed, not in a way of, you know, like just I guess I just wanted to feel important, you know, in a man's eyes. And you know, when we come out of a narcissistic relationship, we know that we're relationship material. We know we'll go the distance. But because of this world, most of the love in it has grown cold. Well, now we just go for the distance for ourselves that nobody did for us. And you're trying to, what makes it so difficult is you're trying to figure that out, trying to be there for yourself, trying to date yourself basically, and be your own, significant other, whether you're male or female. You've got to treat yourself. If you're a male, you've got to treat yourself as how a woman would treat you, and try to find the fine line of where that ends and your masculinity begins. And with a female, it's like we have to treat ourselves as how a male would, and find the fine line between where that ends and our female, our femininity begins. So and then we've got to try and buffer all of that and do our jobs and be friends, visit family, be nurturing to others, and cater to our kids. Wow. We're superhuman. We don't give ourselves enough credit. We're freaking doing it. Like it's painful, but we're doing it. And I feel the narcissist shift your feelings about relationships forever, never to go back to the way you used to feel. Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely. So I so much agree with your point, Shannon. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I no longer look for any relationships anymore. I don't either. I don't need it. It's not that I don't want it. I don't need it. And that's for me. That's what I was on this lookout for, because I felt I needed a relationship with a man. I still want male friendships. Absolutely. Male and female friendships. Absolutely. But when it comes to, the holding hands, well, that would be nice. Canoodling, yeah, okay, but I don't need it. Like, I'm not looking for it because I don't need it. And it's just, nowadays is, is too much the hassle. I don't have time to be going on dates just to figure out, oh, I just had dinner with another narcissist. It's not worth the dinner. It's not worth, sitting in a restaurant for, or a movie, and knowing that you're on a date with the narcissist and you have nothing in common. Like, I just don't want to waste my time with them anymore. And so you're so right, Cynthia, that it's just, they do change you, and they teach you that you don't need them. And that's actually a wonderful spot to be, because in scripture, we have John the Baptist, who lived by himself in the wilderness. We have the Apostle John, who wrote the book of Revelation, and he was isolated on the island of Patmos. So, it's the church that tells us, oh, you can't forsake fellowship. And the church is telling us that we need to be united with male and females. Well, No, Jesus did tell us it's better that if we do not marry. And he said exactly, those who can accept it, let them accept it. And I'm I understand that, because your faith gets sidelined when you're with anybody, whether they're narcissistic or not. You have to make compromises in your faith to accommodate your significant other, because you have to sympathize with their pain. You can't judge them, but then you judge everybody around you. But your significant other, you cannot judge, and you have to sympathize, and you have to kind of, they make mistakes that affect the whole entire family. Well, you're going down that slippery slope too, and you have to just bite it. You can't, you just have to go for the ride. And I'm not going to do that again. So my life is, it's, my life is now God. And I know those people who I was meant to meet or didn't meet here on earth, the people that I'm missing. I'm going to find you guys all in heaven. So I'm not worried. I'm not upset. I'm not lonely, because I have something so beautiful to look forward to in the afterlife. We're all going to be united, and we're going to have the love that we never had. We will be reinstated, restored, and reunited with the loves that we lost. So it's all good. Yeah. But I still look at, couples, and I see them all happy, and I no longer say, "Oh, I wish that was me." I just like, I'm really happy for them, and I hope they last. Like, I really hope that they are able to, their love is able to last the hard times in this life. Like, God bless them. That's what I see now. They just make me so happy. Like, oh, those are the people that, they get to have their share of love, and they get to experience it. And I hope they're so happy. So John the Baptist is my guy. Honestly, I love that. I honestly think I'm one of the ones he was referring to not marry. Absolutely. Me too. Me too. I pray I will be there with all of y'all. Yep, you will be. Never say never, Shannon. Yeah, I will say never. Well, I'll say never here on earth. In heaven, everything's possible, and I'm looking forward to having that, those loving friendships, and feeling the love. So I have my doubts. LOL. Forever and ever. Amen. Amen. No, because family's great, but I mean, this world has gotten into the minds, like, after last night's video, and you guys probably know this yourself. Excuse me, I'm spitting. Ooh. That you'll notice that the more you work on yourself, the more the narcissist stays the same, the more the world stays the same. You'll see the people losing, like, they have no more common sense. It's like, I really want to be unevenly yoked with that. Like, now that we have so much information, and have so much knowledge that we've attained and we're hanging on to, it's like, I just my life is so centered around God that it would be very difficult to find somebody who wouldn't get bored with my lifestyle. I don't need to be entertained. I don't need to be entertained by the TV. I don't need to be entertained by watching or going to sports. I don't need to be entertained by alcohol. I don't need to be entertained by, going to restaurants. I don't need to be entertained by having people over and entertaining a group of people. I'm not entertained by social media. I'm just doing my thing. And so and I don't need to be entertained by conversation. Like, I can sit in a room with people and I feel comfortable, like with the person that I'm with, sitting in silence and just absorbing their energy and just feeling the love. Like, I really like that too. And, so I'm just, I just, it's just different. Like Cynthia said, after you just come out of the narcissistic relationship, it's just different. You know what you want and you know what to look for. You know what you don't want and you know what you're not going to put up with anymore. So alone is peace and quiet, just like I like it. Exactly. I think the same, resistor. Like, it's alone, being alone is not a bad thing. And I'm not lonely because I have myself. And I also have God, Jesus in me. So it's like we talked about this last night. How do you get rid of these negative thoughts? You talk to Jesus. You keep him mindful in your mind all the time. And I found myself doing that. Like, I had to run errands today and I'm, doing what I need to do. And I'm thinking about God. And because I was actually thinking about thinking. And I was thinking about last night, our live, and I was just going over it. And I was, thinking about some other things. And I was getting deep, deep insight. And I was just like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Like, I'm falling in love with thinking about thinking. Like, I'm a nerd. I've always been a nerd. I'm a geek, I'm a nerd, and I love that. Like, I call myself a nerd and a geek affectionately because, I mean, who does that? Like, it's just another way of life. And it's just, you just notice that when you come out of the narcissistic relationship and you start your healing journey, you recognize how you don't fit in. And you never did, you never will, and you're satisfied and you're okay that you don't. Like, it's freaking amazing. We're nonconformists, and we're okay with it. Like, wow, like, yahoo, let's party, It's just, the devil wants to divide us, never give us hope to love someone who is compassionate. Yeah, exactly, Joe. Yeah, I would say that, but, I've learned that the gaslighting is really strong. I'm learning that even my own ego gaslights me into thinking that something is good when it isn't. And, so my own gaslighting ego has been exposed for gaslighting me over top of gaslighting me. And I'm just too busy working on myself. I'm too busy marrying myself to me. Like, really, I don't have time to entertain anybody else. And that's not an egotistical thing. Like, it's just, I want my thoughts in alignment with God. I want my heart in alignment with his unconditional love. I want my life to be in servitude for him. I've always prayed to God, like, this has been a prayer for 20 years. Make me like Samuel. I want to call down fire from heaven. I want to experience your kingdom power so I can help serve, protect, and defend. And we are all priests, so we are spokesmen. We are messengers. We have a huge responsibility and a role to play, and this is part of it. We had to go through this war, and we came out of it. Okay, so our armor is a little bit dented, a little bit tarnished, but a little banging out that armor and polishing it up, and it's brand new, as good as new. We're good. So, hey EA, how you doing? Projective identification is what the narcissist does to us. They project onto us. This is a little bit, projective identification is a little bit stronger. It's like projection, but it comes with manipulation. Have you ever watched the movie The Gaslight? It's like a 19, I don't know, 50s movie or something. So yeah, go look it up. I'm good. I'm good. Thank you, EA. Nice to see you. So yeah, my parents were together for 71 years. Seen love last in many relationships. Aw, that's so sweet. Yeah, that's really wonderful. Yeah, yes, I do want to have everyone feel the Savior Jesus Christ. Amen. Yeah, so that's our mission. Like, I mean, that's part of our mission. Like, whatever God has for you according to your predestination, you're going to do it. You cannot not do it. You're compelled to do it. You're led to do it. I mean, the Holy Spirit goes before you and makes a path for you, and the things that come into your life that are synchronicities or happenstance, well, everything happens for a reason. Life is not random. Everything is for you, not to you. So you're being led the way that you need to go. So we can't fight God. We can't fight God. And I don't want to. I'm tired of fighting God. Because it's like, it's almost like at the end of this, me learning about the narcissist and letting the last one go and just making the choice to not, I'm just gonna, work on myself for a while and see what happens. And I almost felt like God was saying, so you're ready to listen now, girl, huh? You're finally ready to just submit and not be doing life your way. And yeah, and it feels good. It's awesome. Consideration goes a long way to respect one another. That trust makes it all work. Amen, Joe. And you'll find that when you interview couples who have been married for a long time, they'll say, what is the ingredient to making your marriage last? And they both say respect. Respect before love, because if you don't have respect, you don't have love. So there's the secret ingredient, and narcissists don't respect because they don't love, and because they don't love, they can't respect, and there we go. They don't have empathy. So every time we get with them, every time we take them back or they take us back, they disrespect us that much more. They respect us. Well, there's no respect there anyways. So their disrespect for us just grows and grows and grows and grows. So yeah. So everyone, it's after 6 o'clock, and we do have a 10 o'clock evening program that we will be joining here tonight, live, whatever. I can't speak. I just press the reset button, I guess. I don't know. Let me say that again. It is after 6 o'clock, so I am going to say adieu. And I look forward to seeing you guys at our 10 o'clock in the evening, our session tonight. If you guys want to hang with us, we will talk about something else. And I enjoyed your afternoon company. Thank you for coming and showing up with me, even though I was late to the party. So if I'm not here at 1 or 10 o'clock, guys, just look in our community board on Positively Spiritual, where we have the posts, just like little anecdotes or little, sometimes I post Instagram or Facebook or other YouTube shorts and stuff, and little anecdotal messages for us. But I also use that as an message board to let you guys know that I'm running late or I have to, cancel the show or whatever. So check back to this this channel often, and click the notification bell, because I think you're notified if I post something. So yeah, so if you guys are missing me at 1 o'clock, it's usually because I can't make it or my internet is out. So, but most oftentimes I do post and let you guys know that I'll be canceling, or, you know, just switching the times up because I'm running late or something has happened. So with that said, I'm going to go grab some some dinner. Happy Friday. Hey, Harsh, nice to see you. Lots of love from India. Loves to you too. So, yeah, Cynthia, I like the little post you share in the notes. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I like the one, he's like the little boy who's singing, you know, we will rock you. I just like get a kick out of that one. And it's just, I feel his aggression, and it's just so cute because it's like exactly how I would be in front of a narcissist, and how I am in front of all the narcissists of the world. And I just see us all in a big gang, and we're just walking towards them, you know, kind of like Grease, and we're all doing our sing-offs, and we're like, we will rock you know, just screaming at them. I just think that's so funny. But anyways, you guys have a good afternoon, have a wonderful evening, enjoy your dinner, enjoy your time with your family, with yourself, with Jesus, and I look forward to seeing you back here at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We are usually here twice a day, 1 o'clock in the afternoon and 10 o'clock in the evening. So with that said, hit the notification bell, like this video, and subscribe to this channel, and we'll see you soon. Adieu. Have a good afternoon, evening. Bye. 3:35 or 3:55 a.m. here in India. Get some sleep, or are you just getting up for the day? Enjoy. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye. God bless.